for three. Yes! Here's quick release three. Got it! And it's good! Back inside the Luke Urban Fieldhouse for more boys basketball. Tonight, the Brockton Boxers are in town to square off against the Hilltoppers. Hello again, everybody. Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV, joined once again by Brendan Kelly for the broadcast. Should be a good one, Brendan. You know, the Boxers last year really were handed a stunning loss. The Hilltoppers came back with a huge comeback in the fourth quarter last year, and really it was an upset at that time, and that's kind of carried into this year. The Hilltoppers off to a really good start, and they really turned the tables last year. It certainly has really carried over.
Yeah, we're in an old school Big Three matchup, SEC, so it's still the league, and it's great to see, you know, some early season Durfee getting some recognition on the state level. So, you know, I'm real proud of them, happy for their hard work, and should be a real good one.
Joe DeCruz, the head coach, once again, and I had a chance to speak with him at practice a couple weeks ago. And he was talking about the defensive mindset. That's really where they're at right now, and they have the right guys to do it. Some of the football players, we've mentioned them before, you know, Jaden Lewis, Javon Holly, they're so quick to the ball and, you know, always kind of punch the ball loose and whatnot. It truly is a football mentality in that respect to try to get the ball. So, you know, coach is really excited about that, and that's kind of the driving force behind the 2022 Hilltoppers. Let's hear from Coach now.
Having Javon and Jaden, them going into their senior year, they always bring that competitive edge. They're always like the little pit bulls on defense. They're aggressive. They don't worry about size. You got guys like Jaden Lewis that'll get out there and rebound with the best of them. Plays outstanding defense along with Javon. But like you said, with these underclassmen coming in now, I think over the last couple seasons, they've seen how we're trying to mold the program to play defense first and have that defensive mindset. So again, with us being, you know, undersized, which is almost an issue every year, being undersized, I think it does somewhat play to our advantage because we can be super aggressive. We're quick, we're athletic, and we can get on the run, but we have to have that defensive mindset first. So again, with these underclassmen coming in, they've seen what we've done the last 2 seasons prior, and I think it's a culture that we're trying to build here, and I think these guys are ready to do it.
So again, Brendan, it's about the culture, right? This is Durfee basketball, and Joe's trying to bring it back to an old school hoops mentality.
Yeah, I mean, his two leaders are fantastic, Jaden and Javon. They feel like they've been here forever, but they're leaders, and you know, when they go, the rest of the team goes, and they've done a great job.
All right, folks, well, should be a good one tonight. We hope you'll stick around for all the action. Boxers, Hilltoppers, coming up next from the Fieldhouse. Stick around.
Fall River Public Schools has opportunities for positions in multiple areas for people looking to work with the next generation. Come grow with our team. We have openings for teachers, paraprofessionals, and teaching assistants, and other educational support positions available. We are also looking to fill operations support positions such as custodial, security, and food service. We offer competitive salary and benefit plans. We have rewarding work available in our 21st century schools and learning environments. Come grow with us. Please contact the Human Resources Department at 508-675-8420, extension 53708, or see our postings on our website at fallriverschools.org.
Hello, my name is Laura Ferreira, the Director of Traffic and Parking. During a snowstorm, your safety is our first priority. At times, a parking ban may be necessary to ensure access for emergency vehicles and to allow plows to clear streets. A general rule is park on the side of the street opposite the fire hydrant. For more information, please visit our website at www.fallriverma.org and search parking ban. In addition, you may call the Mayor's office at 508-324-2600 or the Office of Traffic and Parking at 508-324-2123. New England weather can be unpredictable. Notification of a parking ban will be made early to give residents the opportunity to move their vehicles. Thank you for your assistance and cooperation.
Game on here at the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. Evan Massoud and Brendan Kelly coming to you from high atop the bleachers here as the players make their way back to the benches off the Thomas Skip Karam basketball court here at Durfee. Great to be back here at the Fieldhouse for more boys hoops. You know, Brendan, we got to do a game right before the holidays, the North Attleboro game. The Hilltoppers were not at full strength that game. But they still played through it. Tough one. They did grab a lead late, and then Attleboro kind of put it away. I said North Attleboro. It was Attleboro. They put it away late. Now we got the Boxers here, and last year was quite the game here at the Fieldhouse. In fact, very much like the Bridgewater-Rainham game from about a week and a half ago, where the Hilltoppers came back and really stole one. And last year was kind of the same thing. Rather, we talked about it in the open. It was an upset last year.
Yeah, I think both teams right now are just glad to be out playing right now. It's you said we last did a game Attleboro right before Christmas time. We're just about a month out since then, and most teams haven't been playing consistently since then. So I think regardless of what the opponents are, it's great to be back out here. It's just a treat that the fact that it's a traditional Big Three game, Durfee and Brockton.
That's right. Of course, no Big Three now. It's the Southeast Conference, but anytime Brockton or New Bedford come to town, that old feeling sets in.
Absolutely, and it's still taking me, and this is year 3 of the SEC, and it still takes me a little while to get used to the fact that it's not the Big Three anymore.
You're talking about consistency in terms of playing, though. I mean, you were talking to Coach DeCruz beforehand, and you said they haven't played since the 6th, so what, 12 days since their last game? I know Dartmouth, that was one they were supposed to play, and that got postponed because they had shut down. But I did not realize, we had a Diamond game last week, had wrestling last week, so I hadn't really turned my attention back to Durfee yet. Didn't realize it's been that long since they played a game. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and Brockton is only 5 games deep right now.
Yeah.
What's the date today? The 18th. This is usually a time where teams are at the very least 10 games in, and right now both squads are only a quarter of the way through the season, halfway through January.
Just saw our first foul on the floor. It was Lewis. 3-ball from Nowecki is good, and the Hilltoppers are on the board now as well.
Great to see Nowecki come out and shoot the ball well. He's playing with a lot of confidence this year. I'm really happy for him. He's been a guy that has been on the varsity for 3 years, and he's really making the most of his extended role this year as a senior. As Lewis with a steal, that's what he does, get out in the open court.
And a foul on the floor. That basket will not count, but it will notch one in the foul column for the Boxers. It's Dejan Burton. I'll run down the starters for the Boxers. You can take the Hilltoppers. We'll start with the visitors. Number 1, Cameron Montero. Number 2, Dejan Burton. Number 5, Ezekiel Johnson. Number 15, Dominic Hopkins. And number 21, Nicholas Lutz. The Boxers led by head coach Emmanuel DeBarros.
The 4-1 Durfee Hilltoppers will have Alexis Montilla starting at center. Number 22 is a junior. At the 4, Owen Nowecki, number 21, a senior. Jaden Espinal, number 14, as a wing, as a sophomore. And the 2 guys that have been here forever, number 5, Jaden Lewis, a senior, and Javon Holly, number 1, who's Durfee's leading scorer.
You mentioned Durfee's 4-1, so a good start with limited time. Brockton with again, lack of consistent playing time, 1-4. Ooh, that could have been a travel, and now it is called a travel. The Boxers are 1-4 coming in. They have had, a tough schedule. They usually have a tougher schedule than Durfee, playing, BC High, Brookline, the Boston teams and suburbs, which are really the class of the state at this point in time. So Brockton with some tough ones. But on the flip side, they lost to BR right after we beat BR. So, you look at it that way, and I'd say with some of the inexperience on this Brockton team, I think the Hilltoppers come into this one the favorites. I might be going out on a limb and saying that, but I don't think it's too far out on that limb, at least this year.
No, I definitely think Durfee's got an attitude where they're not intimidated by Brockton anymore, or at the very least coming in to this game. It's always a good opportunity when they come in and you have a mindset is that not only are you looking to compete, but you're looking to win these type of games. And Durfee having some success last winter and, doing well against them, they definitely have an attitude where, they can go out there and they can win this game. And they're expecting to win all these games. And that's a great mindset to have. And it's a testament to how well Coach DeCruz has done with these guys.
Well, this is a unique group, and it's one of those where, much like football, and this core guys here, this team's going to look pretty different next year, just like the football team. And I think you got to take advantage of this while you got it. And we heard from Coach DeCruz there in the opening. Holly, Lewis, they're so fast. They're so quick to the ball, but they're good scorers, too. Holly's the leading scorer. He's chasing 1,000. It's not out of the realm of possibility that he could get to 1,000 points. And on the girls' side, same thing. Mackenzie's right there as well. So, we could be looking at a few storylines here as winter 2022 goes on, and that would be so great to see. I hope it happens here at the field house.
Yeah, I hope for the sake of both those kids that, they have that opportunity to do it.
Sure.
And the fact that with everything that's going on the last couple of years, with the games, I mean, both of them essentially only played 10 games as a junior because it was a short season.
Right.
And, who knows what's going to happen with a full schedule, lack of full schedule this way. And the fact that they're still chasing this is a testament to them. You get to then having former players get deep into the game of getting 1,000. You try your best not to talk about it.
Right.
I remember when Brianna and Shaylin got to that point. We got to a certain point where we didn't want to talk about it at all.
Sure. Play the game. It'll happen.
And I'm sure that's at a point with both their coaches and as players. But regardless of the fact, both are fantastic high school players and have a ton to be proud of regardless. And I'll be rooting for both of them to get their names on that banner.
Jaden Espinal with the 3-ball. He had 4 of them in the game in December that we did against Attleboro, and he led the team with 21 points. It was one heck of a game for him, one of the best games we've seen for him, and he's just tied the game up here. Now Brockton back ahead. That was kind of an early foul. It seemed like Montero was in the air there for a while after that whistle, but Lewis picking up foul number 2 in this first quarter. It's Durfee's 3rd, and he's going to take a seat on the bench at least for a couple minutes here. 2 fouls in the first is not, cause for concern, but you got to be a little careful.
Yeah, most coaches usually have that seatbelt rule where 2 fouls in the first quarter, but Jaden's has got a ton of experience. He's going to be somebody coach is going to trust. And what's great with that is you bring Colin Hargraves right in off the bench, kind of almost like that 6th starter. He plays extended minutes. He's a leader on this team, can really do a good job calming everything down. And, you bring in a nice senior captain right in, so they'll be fine.
A lot of fouls here, my goodness. Dead ball foul even. So Brockton just gives the ball back after the Hilltoppers and Espinal committed their 2nd straight foul. So 4-3, Durfee leading the foul category as Holly with one heck of a drive right there. Doing it the hard way. Gets his first field goal of the game. 9-9 the score early.
Holly has one of the quickest first steps I've seen at the high school level in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And at times he doesn't look like he's going to be able to finish inside of the lane, and he does a ton. As you can see, he gets a ton of points. First step is amazing.
In and out. Montero almost had that little teardrop off the fingertips. He got his own rebound. They went back for 3. And he comes in and he's fouled. Oh, I don't know about that, Brendan. I don't know. That looked like a lot of ball.
The pace is fast. This is usually typical of Durfee-Brockton games where both teams are super athletic and fast. There's a lot of knick-knack fouls early in the game, and we're seeing that right now.
So that's 2 on Montilla now.
Ariel Pereira looks like he's coming in the game right now, so they bring another senior with experience. The depth of Durfee is something that I've been impressed with throughout this short part of the season so far, is guys that are coming in off the bench and are contributing right away. And you can bring in seniors that have a lot of experience, and it seems from afar that guys are really accepting their roles, guys are really coming in, wanting to contribute. So, again, that's Coach DeCruz putting together a great culture and guys buying into their roles.
I totally agree. And, that was something else that coach talked about in that interview. Not part of the sound that I used because I figured we would talk about it. And, we can fill in the blanks here. And part of it is that the depth is there. One of the things Coach said is this year we have a ton of guards. We have more guards than usual. And he said that we're going to use that to our advantage. And I'd say that they have been through 5 games.
Yeah, having depth is one thing. Having depth that accepts their roles is another. And that's been a big thing so far through the first 6 games of Durfee. Is the guys have really accepted their roles. And that's huge. Because if you have depth, but everybody wants to kind of get their piece, it can backfire against you. But guys are coming in, contributing, and playing well.
Little rainbow shot there from the free throw line is no good. Oh, long three, and it is actually too long from Burton. Wow. Loose ball picked up there by Lutz.
Great hustle by Lutz getting on the floor for Brockton.
I said to Mike, our cameraman tonight, I said, Lutz makes me think of Kelly Olynyk a little bit from the Celtics.
Yeah, it's the long hair.
It's the long hair.
Us long hair guys. We're all Kelly Olynyk now.
But he's tall and thin, too. He's just got the build as well. I interviewed Olynyk when he came to Fall River. He visited Tansy, and he visited Henry Lord for the Celtics media room. So back-to-back years we saw Olynyk here in the city when he was with the Celtics, and he's 6'10". And let me tell you, I mean, I'm 6'2", and I'm looking up at him like I'm looking up at the sky. It was really, it was really something.
Yeah, he's a big guy. Plays for the Detroit Pistons now.
That's right. Yeah. But he was very good. He was great with the kids when he visited, and really was a good interview too. So it was fun to meet him. I actually got to take a photo with one of the NBA trophies. They brought one of the trophies from the finals, one of the championships. There's Nowacki with the jumper, and that ties us back up at 11 after about a 90-second scoring drought here at the field house.
Owen's done a great job with that 15-footer. Who says the mid-range game is dead?
Stripped. Oh, right back into the hands of Montero, and he will put it up. No foul, just the basket. That was a contested shot. Montero is who Coach DeBarros said is their engine, their catalyst, and right now leading the squad with points so far. He's going to pick up his first foul, though, here on the floor.
And if I'm not mistaken with Cameron Montero, Cameron comes from a long lineage of really, really good basketball players at Brockton High School. His brothers were really good players. Brothers were college players, and he's obviously taken that lineage and making his own career out of it.
Right, and he's class of 24, so he's a youngster on this group. They graduated a ton of seniors last year, so this is a younger Brockton team, despite having a fair number of class of 2022 players. They are a much younger team in terms of their experience at the varsity level. And I think, and that's been part of the challenge for Coach DeBarros, he said, is getting that consistency. And of course, having, week layoffs between games doesn't help, especially when you're trying to groom a team and get them going and getting them to gel. That's going to go down. Stewart.
There's my guy, Devontae Stewart, talk about coming in right off the bench. I have Devontae in class, and we talk a lot about basketball and a lot about how the season's going. And talk about a kid who's accepting his role and is just super excited to be out there and contributing any way he can. I've seen 5 out of the 6 games, and he's come in and done the same thing immediately, come in and contribute, although he just fouled right there.
Durfee's 6th foul. Holly had gotten a fingertip on the pass, but he couldn't get back to the ball in time, and then driving the lane was Benitez, who just checked in, and he'll try for the 3-point swing here. The foul on Stewart.
Both teams are going to be shooting free throws well into the second quarter.
Mm-hmm. We already started late, too.
Go back to the conversation we always have.
I know, I hear you.
Mr. Buston and anybody in the SECs, listen, I'm a proponent of 7 o'clock start times.
Amen. Hey, there's a 3-ball off the backboard. Espinal with his second from downtown, and the Hilltoppers jump back ahead. 90 seconds to go in the first.
Here we are, closeout time right now. Such an important aspect of games that doesn't get talked about enough is closing out quarters. Swings on the quarters can really, really make or break a game.
2-on-1, Hargraves and Espinal. Espinal swatted from behind, all ball, no foul. Goes out of play. Hilltoppers will get to inbound with 26 seconds on the shot clock.
Espinal did a good job getting out on that fast break right there and keeping the ball going to the rim. You just got a nice defensive play from Brockton.
Hargraves will inbound. They'll go right to Pereira. Down low, he'll get his own rebound back, and now he'll take 2 shots.
Out of bounds plays, ran the same one back-to-back times and got nice open looks. Ariel have an opportunity to get 2 from the line.
16 foul for Brockton, the second on Hopkins. And Pereira will take 2 shots. First trip to the line, and first one good.
Ariel did plenty of practice in free throw shooting in my period 2 basketball class today. So
there you go. So he should be hot coming into tonight.
We're expecting him to make some free throws. Same thing with Devontae.
I had basketball with Steve Winarski when I was here as my sophomore year, I think it was. And
a lot of free throw shooting.
We did a lot of that. And then we'd start working on 3 balls, and man, Coach could sink them.
Oh yeah,
he really. Winarski could sink them with the best of them. I'll tell you, it was fun. Very consistent. Espinal picking up foul number 2, 7th Durfee foul, and we're looking at 1-1 here. We're not even out of the first.
Durfee's depth is really going to have to show its face in the second quarter right now with the foul trouble that everybody's getting into right now.
Darren Baker at the line, 1-1. First shot is no good.
Was not in my period 2 phys ed class.
Foul or a lane violation?
Loose ball foul on Brockton.
Yeah, loose ball.
Durfee's
wow.
going to go to the free throw line.
Gosh. So this one's on Elias Fegans. We'll go down the other end, and it's Stewart who's going to take the 1-1. Wow, 14 fouls in 7 minutes. That's 2 a minute, Brendan. Could be in for a long night.
The typical, though, of Durfee Brockton, though, fast teams,
sure.
Aggressive teams, both teams coming up. Both
Stewart.
teams obviously wanting to win this game. You can get a lot of quick, cheap fouls.
Absolutely. Oh.
As we speak, loose ball.
Yep. And number 8 for the Hilltoppers. Stewart made the first one, so we got to take the second. It was a miss. 19-15. Pereira going up to get it with Durfee's 8th foul. And now Fegans will go 1-1 at the line. All these free throws, just trying to make it easy for our cameraman tonight. Stationary shot. Boxers get the ball back thanks to the rebound from Lutz down low after the miss on the first shot. Passing collision for the Hilltoppers. It's Durfee ball.
It's a great defensive possession by the Hilltoppers. Another thing that I'm very impressed with through the first 6 games is Durfee's kind of commitment to the defensive end and half-court man-to-man. Traditionally a zone team the last couple of years on the Coach of Cruz. They've done a really nice job switching it up and really playing hard-nosed, in-your-face man-to-man.
Holly draws the foul, number 8 for Brockton. But you're right, and that's exactly what they have been trying to preach about, is a defensive team first. We have the ability offensively, so let's focus defensively and stop the other team. Then you make the shots when you need to. And I like that. I think that's a good mindset. That is a 180 from previous teams.
Defense is hard, and you really have to commit to it. Commit to it in practice, and there has to be a lot of discipline from the kids to be able to do it. But once you do it and you start seeing some success, it becomes real fun, and that's where you can really get the running and gunning style that they want to play. So It's really been nice to see them really turn it on defensively.
Final 25 seconds. Hilltoppers up now 21-15. Largest lead for Durfee or for either side. Oh, Pereira with the block. It'll be Brockton ball, but the denial at the glass from Pereira.
Great ball pressure by Hargraves up at the top. Great rotation over, and Ariel Pereira with a nice block to save the layup.
There's a 2-second differential from the shot clock to the game clock. 19 on the game, 17 on the shot. And a warning being issued already to Stewart and Fegans. Fegans just came into the game, and he's touching them already. The officials have already come over once.
I think this might be a little much. These are just 2 guys that are playing hard.
Right,
fighting for the position.
Their arms are up in the air, right?
Yeah, I don't think this is something that needs to be made a big deal of. This is basketball. They're not even really talking to each other.
Well, you scoffed at 3 officials.
And, well,
Maybe
Well,
too
since the
many
last time-
eyes.
Since the last time I've coached, I forget that in the SEC,
Right.
in the SEC,
That's a great shot.
they go for 3 officials in league games.
Is that Fegans? Right? That was
Yep.
Fegans who put it in. So there you go.
Wasn't a very good shot, but it went in.
But it went in off the glass. 3-ball from Holly at the end of the quarter. Oh, in and out. The rim denies. A 3-ball for Holly, and they'll settle for a 21-17 lead at the end of one quarter here at Durfee. But an exciting and long first quarter from the field house. Lots of fouls. It's going to be an interesting second for sure.
Regardless of the foul situation, it's a nice quarter for Durfee. Their MO this year has been on the comeback, so for them to start off in the first quarter and have a nice solid first quarter, that's important.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, because the thing is particularly from a defensive standpoint, it's a lot easier to play your game when you're playing with the lead. When you have to come from behind, there's the pressure there. It's a totally different animal. You have no room for error. So, I mean, it's only a 4-point game. There's a lot to go here, but regardless, playing with the lead is always a totally different animal.
Yeah, especially at home, you want to play up and you want to have a nice start, and Durfee's done just that. I thought they closed out the quarter pretty well. A lot of fouls on both ends of it, but you know it got negated because they were fouling too. Durfee made their free throws, so.
That's true. So let's look at the free throw game. 2 1-and-1s missed. Rebound got to Brockton for one of them, but let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 4 for 9. Hilltoppers are 6 for 7. So there you go. They made the shots.
It'll be important for Durfee to come out and stay nice and calm. 4 points is nothing on either end. It's not anything where it's crazy for a leader or crazy for a deficit, but they've got to come in and just keep doing what they've been doing. They've done a nice job on the offensive end, running their sets, getting good shots. And defensively, they've been pretty aggressive. We got to just make sure that once we're below the painted area that we're not fouling.
Second quarter about to begin here at Durfee.
Just making sure the table is set. Making sure the books are lining up. We're ready to roll here.
Yeah, Margaret Gannon, our scorekeeper extraordinaire, keeping everybody in check down there.
Detailed at all times.
I mean, seriously. She's been doing it a long time.
Yes.
She knows her stuff. Takes great pride in that scorebook, let me tell you. Nice jumper for Stewart. Starts off the second for the Hilltoppers with a basket.
Another great mid-range pull-up right there. You know, in the era of basketball where we're living in, where it's dunks and layups and three-pointers, Durfee's done a nice job playing below the free throw line and making the twos.
Back out to Montero. No good. Lutz with the rebound off the bottom of the glass and whistle, and it's going to be a foul, it looks like, on Holly.
That'll be his second.
Ooh.
Nope, his third.
That would have been Holly's first, but now Lewis picking up number 3, and he just got back into the game, and he's going to have to come back out, it appears.
Now, you know, most philosophies now is he'll probably hold off until the second half right now, which is tough for somebody who relies on his defense and relies on his volume scoring to be sitting for this long. This is tough. Durfee's got to help themselves out by getting those loose balls. You can stop some of these ticky-tack fouls by just grabbing the ball the first time.
Right. 1-and-1 here for Montero. He's 2 for 3 at the line. That's no good. Tipped back. Pereira takes it out of the air, and he lost it.
This is where whistles happen.
How about a jump ball? There we go. Hilltoppers with the ball. So Durfee catches a break. The only bad news is that Lewis picked up number 3.
Yeah,
essentially.
They lose the arrow on this. That's a rebound. Well, very easy coaching from up here, but that's a ball they should have got the first time around.
That's short.
Stewart with a heat check, follows his own, gets it right back.
Oh, and it's bounced out. Foul down below, and Pereira likes the call. Looks like it's number 9 against Brockton, and Lutz not happy. Maybe on him. It is. His second, 9th for the team. And Pereira, whose 2 points came at the free throw line in the first, We'll take two more. Let's see. Is this gonna be a 1-on-1? He wasn't in the middle of the shooting, right? He wasn't in the middle of a shot.
No.
I think that was on the floor. So this should be 1-on-1.
Well, this situation isn't new for referees, 3 referees. You always tend to wonder, and the coach in me always seems to wonder, is when you get in these type of games, and certain games you don't have 3 referees, is if they're over reffing a little bit.
But doesn't it feel that way a little bit? I mean, this is a lot of
fouls for,
and they're not totally egregious fouls either.
No, and a lot of them aren't things going to the basket. They're really just off of rebounds and loose balls in the painted area.
Yeah. Montero with the bucket. Pereira missing on that 1-and-1 after sinking 2 in a row in his first trip. Out to Nowicki, wide open, corner 3 is good.
Nowicki's hot today. That's his second 3-pointer of the night.
Yep.
Shooting the ball with a lot of confidence.
7-point advantage for the Hilltoppers after the long ball from Nowicki, up to 8 points on just 3 shots. Honestly, I'd say that's another thing is that the Hilltoppers are hitting some big ones from downtown. They've hit 4, Brockton only with 1. And the rebound that time, Hilltoppers hang on.
That's a great pass.
Oh, down low to the big guy.
That's a great pass by Holly. Great pass by Holly. Even better run by Ariel Pereira going rim to rim.
Timeout on the court called by the Boxers as the Hilltoppers using a little speed and some great passing there. Holly with the assist on that beautiful feed to Pereira down low. And it's 28-19.
Durfee coming out of the first quarter, starting off the second really well. Stay the course right here. This is where they want to make sure that they're staying the course and doing what they're supposed to be.
Right. I mean, you can't get too far ahead of yourselves. There's a lot of basketball to be played here, and you got to expect that Brockton's going to make some adjustments, obviously, as the game goes on as well. So, you got to play smart. You're building yourself a lead here. It can go, it's 3 possessions, 3 shots, and it's gone. So you can't necessarily let up. Luckily, as we said, both sides are in foul trouble, so it's not like, just Durfee. Brockton really racked up a lot of fouls as well. So everybody's in the same situation right now.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's Brockton on the other side. It's a good basketball program.
Oh, yeah.
Very well coached. They're going to have their runs in there. It's the ability to sustain runs and counter, so.
How many years it's Robert Barron here, head coach for Brockton, coming in.
Bowen.
Bowen, excuse me.
Yeah, Coach Bowen.
Yeah, Bowen, excuse me.
And then
sorry, Coach, if you're watching.
And then Vic Ortiz before that.
I didn't know Vic, but I knew Coach Bowen, and he was always so good to me. Every time, I wanted to chat with him and get some insight. He loved to talk, and Coach DeBarro, same way today. It was nice catching up with him. Out of bounds.
Coach Bowen was a gentleman, and if at times you've not poked fun but have pointed out my traditional sweater vest on the sideline, Coach Bowen was a red sweater at all times.
Yes, he was.
Coach Bowen was a red sweater at all times.
I was just, honest to God, I was just going to say, but he'd always come in, and he always had the same outfit on. It must have been a superstition thing or something, but he had his game day vest on just like you, and
Yep.
here you are. You're mentioning it before I even got there. That's too funny. Boxers get it back. Back down the other side. I never poked fun. It was your look.
It was just always
it.
well noted.
That was your look. Everybody's a little different. Coach DeCruz loves the 3/4 zip.
Yeah.
That's his thing. Jameson always had his shirt and tie.
Every now and then Jameson would bring out the sweater and tie combination for big games, but he was more of a tie person.
I never saw the sweater. Honestly, never saw the sweater.
He's got a few of them.
How did we get on game day attire? 3 ball from Holly
Talking
is off
about
the
Coach
mark.
Bowen.
Pereira coming out, checking back in as Montilla.
Great minutes by Ariel Pereira. Some extended minutes off the bench. Really, really did a good job contributing on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and the 2 baskets that he had, or the 1 basket and the 2 free throws he had, came in at kind of opportune times as well. Oh, that's a foul. It's going to be Durfee's 10th, and it's going to be number 3 for Espinal.
Hargraves ready to check back in. Durfee's doing a great job showing their depth right now. With the foul trouble that they're having to their starters, they're not skipping a beat.
No. So automatic 2 shots for Brockton, the remaining 4:06 as Brady Foreman, who just checked in, will head to the line for a pair. First one misses. Brockton's free throw shooting not sharp tonight, at least not in the early going.
No, that's one thing. While Durfee's doing a good job defensively, they are falling into a little luck right now that Brockton's not making their free throws at all.
Yeah. Let's see. 1, 2, 3.
Of course, as that one
4,
goes in.
5, 6 misses, 7 misses, if by my count here, unofficially. Holly, watch that back heel, right on the emblem, very close to center court.
That new red line screws me up all the time. Where
Yeah.
It looks like, and I've watched a couple situations where players have thought it as well.
I think that might have been deflected on the way. Kind of seemed to die out of Holly's hands, but you're right. I'm not crazy about the black line in the middle of the court. I think that it would have been better to be red. But then again, the whole court is bordered in black, so it's, I don't know, there's a reason for everything, I suppose.
Holly with an opportunity to go to the line for 2.
As Brockton picks up number 10.
Time and time again, Holly gets himself into that lane and gets himself nice close shots.
Montero's second foul. Holly looking for 2 at the free throw line. He's 3 for 4 at the line tonight and 1 field goal. That one skips off the rim. No good.
A little bit of a faster pace to this quarter right here at the 3:30 mark.
Yeah, it's only the 4th foul that we've seen in 4.5 minutes. Oh, a rare double miss for Holly. Hilltoppers trying to get it back. And the jump ball, but it's going to be Brockton ball regardless.
Montilla does such a great job doing all the dirty work. I believe I said it last time I did one of these games. He is such a throwback, the way he plays and the way he's active and the way he's undersized. I love watching him play. The referee is allowing him to play.
At least for the time being. Picked up by Nowicki.
Durfee's got numbers on the break.
Hargraves, quick release 3 from the far side is no good.
Great look. Ooh. Both teams are running the identical offense right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's in the dribble drive, 4 out, attacking the lanes, kickouts. It's the exact same thing. This is a type of offense that relies on foul calls, and both teams are getting them. Identical on both ends of the floor.
Free throw made there by Johnson. That's his first free throw attempt of the game.
I remember when this offense first started coming out, ran it at Memphis with Derrick Rose, and it was considered so renegade at the time, where it's like, wait, everything is off the dribble. You're supposed to throw the ball at the rim, and you only shoot 3-pointers, and everybody thought it was crazy, and it's exactly what the NBA and all levels of basketball has become right now.
Right. I never watched the NBA. I just don't. I almost get like frustrated watching it because they don't play like a team.
Well, it's a lot of isolation. Stewart with the short corner jumper.
Stewart with the jumper. Out to Montero. Directing traffic.
We did this stuff with Jeff Caron when I was on his staff in 07, 08. And I brought it to my girls, and it was like, you can't run this with girls, and now it's what everything is run with.
Oh, in and out. That was a great take to the basket from Burton, but nothing to show for it.
Closeout time for the Hilltoppers now as we're getting under 2 minutes in the half.
Holly, no good. Late foul. And they're counting it as a shot. So free throws for Holly, it appears, or are they saying? Oh no, it's on the
Loose
floor.
ball. It's going to be
on the floor. My
either
bad.
Montillo or Stewart. Montillo at the free throw line.
Foul on Thomas.
4 games doing this, I've never seen Alexis shoot the ball this far out. He's always right around the rim. This is really far out for him. Alexis is a great baseball player too in the spring.
Yes. Free throw misses.
A lot of these guys are multi-athletes. This is very throwback where
Yeah.
almost everybody on this roster plays at least 2. A lot of them are 3-sport athletes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it makes a difference. Hopefully these guys are bringing it back to Durfee where we're going to start seeing a lot more of the 3-sport athletes and not just the specialization.
Sure. Back to a 9-point lead for Durfee. Defense very tight right now for the Hilltoppers. That's a tough shot. It's going to sail.
Until a great job of cleaning up the glass.
Gets free, keeps moving, so no jump ball. 90 seconds left in the half. Holly crosses center court.
Going to opportunity for the free throw line again.
Yeah.
And this is where this offense relies on the fouls. If you got defense that's not going to move their feet or they're going to try to get those steals, you're going to have an opportunity to get to the free throw line.
Holly looking for a little redemption after an 0-for-2 trip about a minute ago. The foul is on Johnson, his second. Holly misses again. 3 straight he's missed.
Both teams will be shooting 2 the last minute 23.
That one doesn't go either. Wow. Holly hanging at the line an extra second, kind of thinking about it, I guess, a little bit. Rare to see him miss 4 straight.
He's such a good scorer. It's tough when he doesn't make it the free throw.
3 ball from Thomas is good. That's the first one from downtown for the Boxers since the first quarter. We're just about done with the second here. High pass, almost picked in the air. Holly able to go up the ladder for it. Fouled. No foul, goodness.
Stewart in the right place at the right time.
Stewart comes back for the basket, but Holly looking for the whistle. We've seen whistles for much less in this first half, but nothing going for Holly that time.
That's a big basket for Durfee right there. We have Brockton starting to catch a little fire here down under the minute.
Montero with the basket, 33-27, final 30. I invite you to stick around for halftime. You're going to have some great footage of the Durfee demolition. The old building's going down. Some drone footage I got over the last couple weeks compiled together. So we'll take a look at that once this second quarter comes to a close. Holly, oh, block down low. Hopkins with the block. And the Boxers can put a stamp on this second half. No, they will not. A travel.
With 6 seconds to go, Durfee should get more than a better look.
There's Hopkins getting the bad news. So after the block, the travel turns it right back over. Nowecki will inbound. 6.4 on the clock. Going to Holly. 5 seconds already. Oh, wow, quick jumper for 3! Holly at the buzzer! He wasn't even set. He was in the air.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And a big shot for Durfee.
That's ridiculous. And that's a way to go into the locker room.
Player down on Brockton, though.
Never like to see that, of course. That's part of the game, but not a good thing. Wow, how about that to end the second? As it's 36-27 in favor of the Hilltoppers at halftime. Well, Brendan, I like what I'm seeing here. The Hilltoppers have really had an answer for Brockton in every aspect so far through 2 quarters here.
Yeah, Durfee's doing a great job playing at home, being the home team, having that mindset, and they've done a great job on both the opens and the closes of the first 2 quarters.
And those are momentum builders, especially now you're going into the break here. Very different look if this was 33-29. If Brockton took that last shot and made it, or 33-30. Now that's a 3-point game versus a 9-point game. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, Javon making that three obviously is gigantic, and Brockton gained a little bit of momentum, later at the late moments of that quarter. But Durfee did a good job. Got a nice loose ball. Devontae Stewart put a 2 in. And then obviously Javon's 3 to close out.
Well, been a fun first half so far. Let's take a look. I said it had some footage here, Brendan. You can see the laptop here as we'll talk over it. But so this first one is from December the 17th here, and that was really when the panels were already off the walls. So we're looking at the west main entrance here. So the auditorium is in the foreground of your screen, the little old observatory on the roof from the old planetarium. So this is, right here is where the ramp was, the bridge that got taken out over a year ago between the main building and the auditorium. But just some wild stuff here. Now you're looking west. So Durfee main entrance, the old main entrance was to your right. That's the back of the calf you're looking at. But now when the panels are off, I mean, it's just a hollow shell. I mean, it really, it's kind of amazing when you think about it. And I'll tell you, it's coming down really quickly. Perspective changes so much, even like 50 feet in the air. The drone, I just can't get over the drone footage. It's just amazing. This is the old English department, the 390s and 490s. Some of the great English teachers from Durfee years past that unfortunately are no longer with us, but I had the pleasure of Mrs. Saad's class, Mrs. Patterson, Mr. Byron.
John Byron, one of my favorite teachers, freshman year English.
He taught us a plethora of information. That's his favorite word. Loved that guy. West main entrance there, now it's gone. So this is less than a month later. I got this footage last week, and look at this. 390s, 490s, 380s, 480s, all gone. It's just amazing. It's coming down fast. And even more progress has been made over the last week. I wanted to get the drone up today. It's just too windy because it's amazing. The main entrance now is pretty, and the calf is almost gone. Like it's happening really quick. The library and trade winds, like that's really the last piece of the puzzle, which we were just looking at there. Now this is a 180 looking the other way. There's Spencer Borden in the backdrop. So I mean, really cool stuff. It blows my mind. And how fast it's coming down. Here's the old, that was the old main entrance right there.
Coming to school every day, I'm just mesmerized by, one, how fast it's coming down.
Sure.
And two, playing little games is to try and figure out what room can you see now.
I know.
What, a little game of what room is that, and it's wild every day. And you're seeing it. You park it in the morning. You're doing the work day, and you're coming out, and it's significant changes from 7:15 in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
And that's partly why I wanted to get the drone up, because now the panels on the library are coming off, and I was hoping that we could actually see the old Fred TV from the air or from the side, from outside. So I'll have to check it out. If tomorrow's not as windy, we'll try to get it up during the school day. But
I have to get my son into the building. With our health classrooms on this end of the building, my son is obsessed with construction trucks, building, and all the machinery that we're seeing. I mean, we watch videos and TV shows about these all the times, and he would absolutely love every second of it. I'm hoping that we can get one day, or maybe on a Saturday afternoon, I can bring him in there, or after school one day, so you have an opportunity to for him to check it out. He'd love it.
It's wild. So, all right, we got about 5 more minutes in the halftime break, and we're going to take a quick break here on Fred TV. But third quarter action is coming your way next, so don't go anywhere. We're live from Durfee. Boys Hoops. Strike 3 called. Base hit and your game winner. Shot. Good. Hall with room. Hall taking it to the house.
The Gothic Revival-style arch at Oak Grove Cemetery signals the final resting place of some of Fall River's most prominent residents.
Since 1873, thousands of funeral processions have passed through these ornate iron gates. War heroes, abolitionists, mill owners, and Lizzie Borden are buried within these walls.
Despite fine craftsmanship and historical recognition, the arch was unable to withstand time and the elements, and was in danger of collapse.
10 years ago, Fall River residents voted to adopt the Community Preservation Act, which allows for a 1.5% surcharge on property tax bills. This cherished landmark was saved with funds through the Community Preservation Act.
In just 5 months, this time using some modern machinery, local contractors refurbished the granite arch and replaced sections of the gate.
A uniquely Fall River work of art and a respectful reflection for the dead has been saved for future generations.
CPA funds have supported thousands of significant projects in Massachusetts. Thank you for your continued interest in community beautification and betterment.
Fall River Public Schools has opportunities for positions in multiple areas for people looking to work with the next generation. Come grow with our team. We have openings for teachers, paraprofessionals, and teaching assistants, and other educational support positions available. We are also looking to fill operations support positions such as custodial, security, and food service. We offer competitive salary and benefit plans. We have rewarding work available in our 21st century schools and learning environments. Come grow with us. Please contact the Human Resources Department at 508-675-8420, extension 53708, or see our postings on our website at fallriverschools.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. A little over 60 seconds left in the halftime break. Evan Massoud and Brendan Kelly with you on this Tuesday evening. Durfee versus Brockton. Old school shootout here at Durfee. The Hilltoppers are ahead by 9 as we get ready to start the third quarter. That player that was down for Brockton really needed some help to get up and off the court. That was Nathan Rateau, who had just come into the game. He really didn't have many playing minutes, but he appeared to be in a lot of pain. It looked like a knee injury or something. So never like to see that. We hope that recovery is quick and it's not as bad as it looked. But Brendan, as we get into the second half here, I really like how the Hilltoppers have played. They've been aggressive. They've made shots when they've needed. They've had defensive stands when they've needed. What would be the keys here to sustaining during these final 16 minutes?
Well, they're going to have to stay the course and not get too high or too low. With Brockton being on the other side, emotions are high. Everybody wants to win this game on both sides, so they're going to have to keep their emotions in check. 2, they're going to have to do a better job on the fouling. Everything evened out a little bit better in the second quarter on both sides, but they're going to have to do a good job of not getting into foul trouble. And they're going to have to get their loose balls. A lot of the fouls that were happening is just a lack of getting loose balls or getting the first opportunity. So if Durfee does those 3 things and continues to run their offense well, take good shots, they'll be in good shape.
Well, and as I said, the Boxers had gotten the block. They got the ball with 10 seconds to go, and a travel was here. If they had made a 3, and this is speculation, it was 33-27. They made a 3, and it's 33-30. Instead, the travel, the turnover, and then Holly with that just ridiculous 3 ball. He wasn't even planted, and he was able to get the ball off. And now you go from what could have been a 3-point deficit to 9 points at the buzzer. I mean, I feel like Durfee's got all the momentum here. Again, it's about sustaining it, right?
Yeah, those are things that winning teams do. You got a little luck with the traveling, but Holly, everybody knows him. He's their main cog. He's the guy who's going to score and make a big shot like that. Looks a lot different going into the third.
They went back to Holly, thought about it. Lewis is back into the game, and a travel called on Jaden. Took one little starter step to his right without bouncing the ball, without a dribble.
It'll be tough for Jaden to get into a groove right now. He's an energy guy. He's a volume guy. He had to sit for quite a bit. Too long with foul trouble, but He's a senior. He's been in these positions before. He's going to get right back into this game.
Fadeaway jumper there. Nowecki with good pressure, and he gets the rebound on the miss from Hopkins, he committed that travel at the end of the second quarter. That's going to the bench.
There was no trip. He sucked on water. At least it looked like it right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless I missed something, I think Alexis came up expecting somebody to be by there, and I don't think Montero was anywhere near him. But
no,
we could go to the replay at another time.
Nothing doing there. Montero had a decent first half, 10 points. Misses that one. Easy layup, couldn't get it to go. Holly, coast to coast, loses the ball out of play, and Durfee will keep it.
Durfee getting some stops on one end, going to convert on the other.
Yep. And that goes to, you know, what happened with Brockton again at the end of the first half. They got the stop, but then, you know, the travel, and it's kind of the same deal. You got to be able to finish the play.
And Brockton's getting good looks. They're just not making them right now. So Durfee's really got to convert with these opportunities.
Yeah, I don't think the Boxers are going to stay cold for that long. I'd like to see Espinal getting back into it. Again, he came out of the game because of foul trouble in the second as well. But he's got 2 from downtown, and he was a good spark early on. Nowecki with a couple from downtown as well, but pretty quiet other than those long balls.
Not having the opportunity last year, not being able to get into the gym for these games.
Oh!
Not having an opportunity to see Espinal play. He's a very good shooter. I'm very impressed with his release. He shoots the ball real well. Montero, his second time, got right to the rim, just didn't make it.
And again, those are the ones you got to make. I mean, they're clean looks. They weren't even that contested per se. So that's a tough break. A scoreless first 90 seconds here in the third quarter. Not what I was expecting by a long shot.
On the positive for Durfee, Montero's missing those shots. On the negative, he's getting
good.
way too easy it looks.
Yeah, and Holly
not getting easy looks. That's his third contested shot deep into the paint.
Wide open for 3. Burton, no good. Lutz with the rebound. Lots of contact, no foul. And the Hilltoppers come away 2-on-1. 4 versus 2. And they lose it.
Very hectic pace to start the second half for both ends.
Who's going to call timeout first is the question.
Who's going to make the first basket first?
Well, that too. Here we go, 3-on-3. Lewis taken away. Espinal there to back him up. Back to Lewis. Flying in. Tipped back.
Durfee's going to take this out and settle down.
Yeah, I know, really.
We need to settle it down.
That hit the rim, did it not? Timeout called by Coach DeCruz.
Fantastic timeout by Coach DeCruz. He had it right over there. Settled everybody down. Yeah. It's not out of a lack of effort on either end.
No.
It's just too hectic of a pace right now. And Coach DeCruz, this is his first timeout he's called. So settle everybody down. Try to run something in your half-court set and just get a decent bucket.
And Coach DeBarros giving it to the officials right now, saying someone's going to get hurt. What are you guys looking at?
Well, this is the tough part where we went from the first quarter where everything was being called.
Thank you.
Now here we are in the third quarter where they're letting them play, which I think they should.
But there were definitely fouls, especially down this end on the left while Brockton was taking shots. There were definitely fouls. I mean, you have 5 guys going up for the ball and hitting each other and getting knocked down. Of course it's a foul. Hello? It's a non-contact sport.
And this is why I would never want to be an official in any sport at all.
Yeah, I know.
Some of my peers.
You got guys like us complaining about them all the time.
I've got some of my peers and my coaching friends and people that I've coached with and against for years who are officials now and absolutely love it. And it's definitely not for me.
I was talking to Matt Kurt last week. I was trying to get him for a game, and he said he's got so many games he's officiating. Unfortunately, they weren't lining up, but he said he loves it.
Matt Kurt is one of the people I was talking about.
Yeah.
Steve Mata.
That's Steve, that's right. Yeah.
Good friend of mine from high school, Avery Oliver, who's in another state doing it.
Lewis for 3.
And with the exception of Mata, those other guys were very colorful on the sidelines as players and coaches. I'm curious to see how Matt is reffing against coaches similar to him.
I loved watching Matt coach. I'll tell you that Matt was one of those coaches. I don't know if you folks remember from some of the Conley games we covered when they were, serious playoff contenders when they won the state title back in March 2013. But Conley didn't need a 6th man with Matt on the side, on the bench. because Matt was the sixth man. The fans were just an added bonus. He was so intense.
Matt,
He got himself a workout. The tie was off after. I don't know why he put the tie on. It was off after 30
yeah, I'm
seconds.
not quite sure why he wore it. And Matt's a good friend from growing up. We played a lot of basketball growing up in the Milliken and the CYO.
Yeah.
And then both started our careers on, he was at Taunton when I was on the freshman staff for Jeff and Steve. So we coached against each other quite a bit.
Okay.
When he was at Taunton, and then when I got the girls' job, he was over at Conley. Matt Kirk could coach.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no doubt in my mind that Matt Kirk can ref, too. He's just a basketball guy.
I thought one of the best, most exciting Durfee boys seasons in a while, and this is going back a few years, was the year that he came and coached with Jameson. And it was Matt coached 1 year.
Yep, well, he was also at King Philip.
That's right.
And they came into the state tournament. Tyree's senior season is that iconic,
Yeah.
and I'll call it iconic, photo of Tyree hanging on the rim. With Milwaukee shooting great.
10 points for Owen.
Tyree Robinson had a great dunk and
Yes.
hung on the rim. He was almost upside down. ESPN Boston at the time captured it.
That's
It's
right.
unbelievable photo for any level of basketball.
Yeah.
And I know Matt was on the sideline for King Philip that game.
Yep. Oh, Lutz can't get it to go.
Milwaukee with his 4th rebound of the quarter, doing a nice job cleaning up the glass. Durfee's doing a great job defensively. One and done.
Nowacki for another. That's wide left, no good. But the lead is in double digits for Durfee. 11-point advantage now. Foul called. Montero will go to the line. It looks like Owen, who's coming up a little bit limp, he's favoring one side.
Coach DeBarros said Montero was the engine for Brockton, and he's done such a great job getting into the lane, but the poor kid can't make a shot right now. But this is Brockton. Those shots will fall, and you're going to keep the gas on the pedal for Durfee.
Right. And he won't have
Pedal on the gas, I should say.
he does make that one. I was going to say he's been kind of 50-50 at the free throw line in this one. Nowacki coming out. Looks like he's going to go see our trainer, Kelly Mahoney.
Looks like he got a dead leg. I think he'll be fine.
Yeah. That was his first foul. Durfee's second. Montero, no good. Rebound goes to almost a travel. Nice job by Stewart. Good reach and good plant on the miss. 1-for-2 trip for Montero. Lewis wants another three. That's going to be long. Stewart gets the rebound. Pressured. Gets it to Holly.
Nice dump off.
That was beautiful. Montilla with the field goal. I'll tell you, Brendan, the Boxers are pulling a play out of the Hilltoppers book here. They're diving in with the hands, trying to steal the ball, punch it loose. It's exactly what Durfee did to them last year. They remember it, obviously. You've seen a lot of it. Another foul.
On the floor.
Here we go.
Well, the 12-point lead, this is far from over.
Oh, yeah.
Years and years as a player and coach. I'm going to keep saying it. This is Brockton on the other side.
This is not Devontae. This is not Devontae's first. This is his second foul.
Loose ball foul on Brockton. With playing Brockton in anything, it ain't over until it is over. So Durfee's just going to keep doing a nice job. They had a great offensive set there. They've really done a nice job being under control out of that timeout Coach DeCruz had right at the start of the quarter.
Holly fouled.
He does such a good job of getting below the, downhill. It's just like what he does in football. He's got that second gear, and he's a downhill runner.
Well, you think about the ground you got to cover when you're on the football field. And then you come to this small court right here. Lutz picking up number 4. First one good for Holly. He had missed his previous 4 straight.
The foul situation is settled down significantly on both ends of the floor. Only 5 combined fouls with 2:54 to go in the third. We were at almost 10 a pop at this point.
Holly, 2 for 2 on that trip. He's up to 10 points.
14-point lead for Durfee.
Largest of the contest. That's no good. Kicked back out. 3 ball, no good.
Another loose ball foul on Brockton. This one's on Elias Fegans.
Nice job. Good recovery there. Long 3. No good.
Brockton down the floor very quick for 2. As always, here we are in closeout time for Durfee. They're going to do a good job converting on the offensive end, not forcing shots, taking good shots, getting stops on the other end. They've done a great job with the first 2.
Yeah, and again, after that timeout, I mean, really, it was crazy for 2 minutes to start this quarter. Holly, look at the spin move. Stripped, taken away. Montero gets the feed, and that time able to lay it up. 13 points for Montero, 3 this quarter. The lead down to 10.
Right back down to 10.
Can't get it to go. Holly, contested shot. Frustrated.
Brockton's on the run. Durfee's going to get back on D.
So I had Stewart for 2 fouls and Holly for 1. That was an error on my part. So Holly at the time, he had 1. It was his second. I didn't have him for any. So Holly does have 3 fouls. Stewart with 1 for Durfee, which we just correcting the book a little bit.
We're going to need our official statistician to be a little bit better with that. If we're going to get the information pumped to us, we need to make sure it's correct.
Well, we just confirmed because I texted Brad and he just peered in at the scores table. He told me I was wrong. I said, okay, I don't care. As long as we have it right here. Timeout on the court called by the Hilltoppers and Coach DeCruz. Just under a minute left in the third. I did have Brockton for 14 fouls as well here, but I guess I'm incorrect on that too. Some of these quick transitions, you know what I mean? 3. It is 3, so I must have added a line. 3 team fouls for Brockton, 3 for Durfee. 58.9 to play in the third. 18 seconds on the shot clock.
Durfee drawing out something out of bounds here. Make sure they're getting a real good possession.
Hargraves will inbound the ball. Quick to Lewis. And now 15 seconds on the shot clock. Driving the lane. Kicks it out. Hargraves 1 of the 3 quickly covered up.
Under 10 on the shot clock now. Durfee doesn't have to panic in the travel. Hargraves had the open look. He just couldn't have it out of his hands.
.45 seconds. Oh, and it does go. There you go. You know, good. I'm sorry. It's about time. So Fegan, obviously, he's had little playing time in this game, and the officials were saying, oh, it's a little too much, but obviously they knew something about him because he was causing issues before. They came in to break him up, came in a second time, gave him a warning, makes a basket, and gets in the face of the Hilltoppers. That's just not necessary.
Yeah, it's tough. That's what you talk about, controlling your emotions on the floor. He's playing hard. He wants to win.
But he's got a temper, clearly. It's a short fuse situation.
And coaching staff of Brockton's doing a real nice job.
Yep.
They're diffusing him right now, and he'll be back in the game right now. That's tough. That's you know. There's a fine line between being fiery and being passionate right now, and you got to know, when and where to do that. And luckily for Brockton, they only got 1, but that could be a big momentum changer right there.
And you know, he did the same thing after they talked to him back in the other quarter, the first half rather. And he made a shot, and he got right in Durfee's face, clapped him in the face.
That's a great pass
Here
by
we go
Montilla.
for three!
And Espinal, wide open three.
I told you we got to get him back. Got to get him back in the game. And now he's got 10 points.
Hargreaves with a great job handling the pressure, and then Montilla, the floor-to-floor. Here comes Lewis. And
foul.
And they're going to give him the clear path. No. Oh, I thought that was close for a potential clear path.
Yeah.
And that's where that breakaway speed from Jaden Lewis goes.
Third foul on Montero, the fifth for the Boxers. 5.9 seconds.
Lewis with an open runway. Shooter's
Looking
going
for
to be ready to
space.
go.
Takes a shot, it is no good. But I'll tell you, the technical foul gave the Hilltoppers a 4-point swing to end this third quarter. Once again, closing out an 8-minute quarter strong.
Yeah, you said it actually when I look at it. I looked at it from the free throw standpoint where Durfee only won 1 of 2, but it was the extra possession that it gave him. And Jaden Espinal, he's having a great sophomore season. I'm very impressed with his shooting.
The final score of the girls' varsity basketball game, Brockton 35, your Hilltoppers 49.
Hilltoppers, Lady Hilltoppers on the road, and they defeated the Lady Boxers tonight. We just got the score alert, so they started at 6:30.
Coach Karen's done an unbelievable
started
job.
on time.
Coach Karen's done an unbelievable job.
Sure has.
Coach Karen, Coach Guimond, 2 personal friends. Coach Karen, probably my biggest mentor on the basketball circuit, and he's done a great job with that group. They're really playing hard and getting some nice wins, and it's always hard to win up in Brockton no matter what, so that's a great win for the girls team.
Yeah, we'll be seeing the Lady Hilltoppers for the first time next Monday in non-league play here against Bishop Conley.
Been quite a while since Durfee and Conley have played. That'll be a nice matchup, an Ellsbury Street matchup.
Yeah, girls haven't played Conley here in a few years. I know the boys have before when the girls didn't. The girls sometimes would pick up somebody else. I think there was 1 year, recent memory, that the boys had a 1-gamer against Conley, and I think the girls played like Somerville or something. Might have even been last year. Or the year before, I can't remember. Kind of start to blend. Final 8 minutes here at Durfee.
Montero's going to be the main guy for Brockton in this fourth quarter right here. They're going to really look to get him going. He handles the ball a lot and tries to get into the painted area. Look for him to make some shots.
Lewis hit with his 4th foul. That doesn't go. How many of those have not gone? And now, second chance effort from Hopkins. It's his first basket of the night, and he'll also go to the line. Montilla picking up number 3. It's the 5th team foul.
Putting together 4 full quarters is going to be key for Durfee. They've done a good job with the little things. They've done a good job, especially in the third quarter, rebounding. They're going to have to do a better job of it in the fourth. Stewart slipped in there and got real lucky.
Montilla.
Great decision to pull out, get it to a ball handler.
Oh, back to him now underneath, now outside. Hargraves, quick release, 3, it's no good.
Stewart with a great hustle play by Devontae Stewart.
Montilla, after Stewart comes in from nowhere.
Durfee with a great job on that break right there with some extra passes with a great shot and just making the hustle plays. Stewart again with a hustle play.
To Hargraves.
Great decision, settling things down.
Holly not on the court right now. Espinal gets it. That's for 2.
This is showing the depth that Coach DeCruz talked about right now. It's different guys making shots. Nice little run to start the fourth quarter out with their best player and leading scorer on the bench.
That's gonna fall.
Montero finally gets one to fall. Great stop for the Hilltoppers. They want to make sure they get good possessions. Espinal's feeling it right now.
I'll tell you right now, Espinal is now your leading scorer, 14 points for the Hilltoppers. Montero with the game high of 15 after his last basket.
3 seconds. Montilla and Devontae Stewart have done a great job rebounding.
That's been all. To Hargraves, back to him. Lewis to his left.
We got to do a good job getting a good possession here.
Little push off. Nice job
Lewis,
from Lewis.
very strong, getting into the painted area. Brockton timeout.
57-41, 5:53 to play.
This is great for Durfee right now. As you said, with Javon Holly taking a little bit of a breather at the start of the fourth quarter, something that's common for him, and guys really taking an opportunity to step up for themselves here. It's a great job by the Hilltoppers.
Well, you know, you don't like to get too far ahead of things, but, you know, the Hilltoppers came back against BR, which was an upset. They're leading big time here. Haven't seen Dartmouth or New Bedford yet, but I would venture to say this season, Brockton and BR are your two big hitters that Durfee would be facing, bigger than New Bedford and Dartmouth. And it take nothing against those programs, but typically BR and Brockton give the Hilltoppers trouble. And so if Durfee can hold on to this one and keep their lead over these final 6 minutes, they will have beaten both BR and Brockton once. That could be a big deal down the stretch in terms of conference championships.
Yeah, it just goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of the game. Durfee has the mindset now where they're not just looking to win games that they think they can win or just compete and stay in some of these games. They're going into all these games and they're trying to win all these games, and they think they can win all these games, and that's a gigantic mindset. And starting the season off with wins against those programs, it's fantastic.
And it took a while to get to that mindset, by the way. Seriously.
That
doesn't just happen, you know, with, you know, the flip of a switch.
And that's the grind of sports. They have to be patient. You have to take things day by day. And day by day in the middle of this pandemic is harder now than it's ever been.
Yeah.
So that's a big time a testament to the coaching staff and for the players for buying in. And day by day isn't day by day anymore.
No, it's not. Out of play, and Brockton ball.
Talking to some of the players during the day, too, I feel like they've been home almost every game. They've only been on the road once.
I know.
They've been on the road. Was Bridgewater Raynham on the road or was at home?
BR was here.
They've literally only been on the road game one up in East Boston.
Yeah.
So
that was the game that I wasn't around for, that I was out. And so Brad had it streamed on the Huddle Cam.
it's really tough, too. When you're playing hot and you're winning, you want to play every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
not have 12 days off.
And Durfee's getting nice wins against nice programs and conference wins and not having to wait for a while. And talking to Coach that battles for Brockton, I mean, it's literally everybody's going through it, so it's something that you can't hold your head over. And Lewis to the rim with the roll. Lewis has done a great job in the second half, reasserting himself after having to sit for quite a while.
Basket down the other end for Montero.
Durfee's going to get back to that defensive mindset right now. This isn't the time to trade baskets. They have to make sure they're organized, bringing the ball up over the floor, too.
Jumper for Hargraves.
Nice
That's
pop,
good.
stop and pop by Colin Hargraves.
Nothing but net. His first basket of the night.
Great little quick hitter by the Hilltoppers with a handoff from Montilla.
61-45. Oh, some contact. Lutz will put it in.
Still a lot of time left for them to be trading baskets. Under control and organized is going to be the key right now to closing out this game.
Foul from behind.
Good hard cut by Montilla, playing that high post right now, opening up the floor.
Lutz is fouled out.
And Holly's just coming back into the game now. All this has happened with Holly on the bench.
Yeah. And the Boxers will call a timeout. So, while we have the moment here, looking ahead for Durfee, the Hilltoppers will hit the road for their next 4 games on the schedule. New Bedford, which was rescheduled.
This Saturday, correct?
It is on the 21st. Did it get moved to Saturday? Because now actually there's 2 in here. One was originally for this Friday, and now it's this Saturday. So did it get moved again?
I'm
just seeing
cannot
this now.
confirm 100%, but I believe the kids are telling me in school today that it is on Saturday.
Let's see what the athletic schedule says for this week, because that gets updated more than the website. And it would appear, let's see. Yeah, it says Saturday, so I guess it got moved to Saturday now. So Hilltoppers will travel Saturday to New Bedford. Then they'll have Conley on Monday across the street. Then Braintree next Wednesday on the road, and then next Friday at Somerset. So a busy stretch here on the road for the Hilltoppers.
It's been a while since Durfee's played Braintree.
Yeah.
Braintree used to be on the schedule when I was younger in high school, freshman and sophomore year. So it's nice to see them playing Bay State. Yeah, a little bit of a runway for Holly.
Holly just back into the game. Less than 4 minutes to go, so halfway done the fourth. The final 3:55. That's a great take to the basket for Burton. Good strong on the outside. Nowecki double teamed in the corner. Gets around him. Little jumper, and it won't go. Oh, he's hit a few of those tonight.
He shot the ball really well.
Montero, full steam, misses. Holly, teardrop, good touch, and he's up to 12 points.
Good job by Javon getting a bucket when Durfee needed it.
3, Burton, no good off the rim. Rebound goes to Johnson.
Tough bounce for Alexis Montilla here. Right now, as a coach, this 3 minutes seem like an eternity right now. You look up at the clock, and it seems like it hasn't moved in forever right now, especially in games like this.
That's how I felt during the foul troubles in the first half. Oh, wait, it wasn't moving.
Well, it wasn't moving, and the score was only in the single digits right now. Right now, when you have a potential victory against Brockton on the horizon, the clock goes extra slow.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Oh, here we go.
Great
3
pass
versus
by
1.
Hargraves.
You know, that's to me where some of the, I guess, younger, inexperienced, if you're Montero right now, just let him go. I'm sorry. No. You're not going to, why commit another foul? Now you've put Durfee into bonus, and they're going to take free throws the rest of the way. I don't like that foul at all. Well, on the other side, I guess you could argue it paid off because at the most, I should say, Espinal can come away with 1 point versus 2 on the layup. So, I don't know. Pick your poison, I suppose.
Brockton going to their bench a little bit right now.
Yeah, Montero out. Bunch of guys coming in. Espinal 1 for 2, and he's got 15 for the game.
Durfee up 15 right now.
There you go.
Couple more stops. Durfee can stop feeling well. There's one of them right there, carrying
the ball as Foreman just recently checked in along with Sean McCall and Jason Collymore.
When I was coaching and a carry would be called, my go-to line used to be to the referees that I didn't think that was a rule in basketball any longer. And they would only laugh at that once.
Nowecki there, wanted 3, no good. Wow, I thought that was...
Referees called it off Ariel Pereira.
I guess so.
Ooh.
Call goes the other way. Collymore gets the bad news.
Brockton going to play as they always do right to the final buzzer. Still pressuring Durfee on the full court.
Nice move in the paint. Oh, great pass to Pereira.
And a great finish by Pereira, too.
That's beautiful.
Well, I never like talking about this right now. Durfee is 2 minutes away from a very, very, very nice home conference win against Brockton.
Nowecki. Second personal 6-team foul, and McCall, who just came into the game, will take 2 shots. Hilltoppers with 17 points here in this fourth quarter. That's the second highest they've had in a quarter tonight. They started the first quarter with 21 points, really set the tone. 15 in the second, 13 in the first, and now 17 here in the fourth. A chance for another 20-point quarter. McCall 2 for 2 in very limited time here. Pereira once again playing the boards.
Pereira running the floor well, doing what he needs to do, getting nice dump-offs and finishing around the basket. Pereira's going to be up to double digits.
He's at 8 points. 3 field goals, 2 this quarter, and then the 2 free throws. And now the Hilltoppers picking up foul number 7. I think it's on Hargraves. It is. So bonus for both teams. McCall back to the line. This is 2 shots. That is good. Both shots good. Now Damon Thomas checking in as Figgins goes off to the bench. Final 90 seconds. Hilltoppers closing in on win number 5. Holly
Great
gets it
finish.
to go. 14 points for Holly. The Hilltoppers with 21 points in this fourth quarter. 70 for the game. And another foul. I've heard enough whistles for tonight. Holly's 4th foul.
Delmia Watson and Tony Gomes in for the Hilltoppers.
As Pereira and Stewart exit, did a great job tonight, both of them in off the bench. Pereira with 8 points, some great defensive plays, some good rebounds. Stewart with 9 points all in the first half.
Both coming off the bench, both playing against guys significantly bigger than both of them. So
yeah,
great job by the Hilltoppers, quote-unquote big men.
Yeah, a good performance for sure. The 1-and-1 is good. Collymore hits that first one, so he'll get the second shot. That one no good. Picked out of the air and thrown up by number 34, who's not on our roster. I'm sorry. Must be one of the JV players getting some minutes here at the end of this one at the varsity level. Gomes Jr.
Tony Gomes
no
coming
good.
right into the game, trying to get something to work right away.
Final 60. Out of bounds.
Hilltoppers did a great job of putting together 4 solid quarters of basketball. 5 out of the 6 games I've had the opportunity to see or call, they've done a great job. This game specifically playing 4 full quarters, complete basketball game. They've got a lot to be proud of.
And they closed out every quarter as well.
Tremendous.
You know, seriously, that's a big deal. McCall with the bucket on the other end. That's a miss for the Hilltoppers, and Gomes Jr. just came in. But McCall, 6 points, 4 for 4 at the line, and a field goal in the final 2 minutes here. So talk about coming in off the bench for Brockton.
Yeah.
Really good job in a short time.
And this is where you build depth on both ends right now. Guys practice hard. Guys are going through practices in the middle of this pandemic. Guys are filling in roles. Everybody has an opportunity, you know, when they have that opportunity to play, they want to get theirs.
And now Collymore, he's 2 for 3 at the free throw line, so with the 1-and-1, he'll get a second. That foul was on Hargraves, Durfee's 9th. Second shot misses. So 57 points now for the Boxers. Shot clock is off. 15 seconds. Looks like Durfee's just going to hold it. The Boxers not contesting. Espinal, 10 seconds.
Real nice job by the Hilltoppers and a big home win against the Boxers. Always great when you have the chance to beat Brockton. Durfee's got a lot to be proud of.
70-57, your final score here at the Fieldhouse as the Hilltoppers deliver a knockout punch to the Boxers. A 13-point victory, and honestly, it never really felt that close.
And Durfee improves to 5-1, and right now in the driver's seat of the SEC.
Love it. Love it. 21-point fourth quarter for the Hilltoppers. They started with a 21-point first quarter, and I'll give Brockton a lot of credit, especially with some of the bench players coming in. They put up 20 points in that fourth quarter, and that was after 20 combined in the second and third. So they really did a good job of, unfortunately, the lead was just too big to overcome, but it was a good fourth quarter for them, and they got 8 points of production from the bench in the final 2 minutes. So that says a lot about the depth, too. Brockton's not going away. They will be a player, if not this year, next year.
Always at the good program. Coach DeBarros does a great job over there. Their guys play hard, and as always, this will be a tough game when Durfee's up there in a couple weeks.
For sure. Congrats to the girls who came out on top on the road as well. So a clean varsity sweep for the Hilltoppers over the Boxers on this Tuesday evening here in mid-January. Well, been a fun one. Brendan, thanks for joining me once again.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, anytime. Always great to have you. Mike Fernandez running the camera tonight. I'm Evan Massoud saying so long from Durfee. We'll see you tomorrow night from Diamond, 6:30 tip. Boys Hoops, Bengals versus the Hawks. Oh, no. I messed up on the sign-off. Bengals versus the Cougars. Tri-County is going to be in town to square off against the Diamond boys. So it'll be great to get back to the James T. Ashley Gymnasium tomorrow. So join us for more hoops tomorrow at 6:30. Good night, everybody.